maandamano isaidi. Let me just tell you, my sister called me to tell me prisoners wako kwa streets wanaimbia nani juu sisi because we are pulling up. Na kama ulikuwa unapanga kukaa nyumbani leo, let me just say this, the land listing, wewe kama uko na shamba ya inheritance, this is what the finance bill says. It will be no longer freehold but for lease. You will be holding on to that land na unalipia tax. Ukikosa leta sio yako. Sometimes we use the land to just make food for our own at home, and you want me to pay for that, and if I don't, they take it. Kakia nani, my God. Na mnakumbuka ile story ya data protection? Did they address it? No. Meaning, if this finance bill is passed, honey, they will be able to access your data. Because they have the right to. It was passed in the bill. And this is why we are fighting so hard against it. Lakini nyinyi wengine, mnaona kama tunacheza games. You think it is chama macha baba wewe. What they addressed the other day, ni mkate, motor vehicle tax. Na wakasema wataangalia kuhusu vegetable oil. That is what you can get. Kuangalia. Are you mad? A whole nation is being told tutaangalia. Bado sijamaliza. Wacha niendelee kukasirisha. Ndio ukaivi chini ujiulize mbona utokee leo. Haya. Hiyo story ya pads. Walisema imported pads will be taxed. But the ones made locally will not be taxed. Let me tell you, before, pads were sub-zeroed. They weren't supposed to be taxable at any point. Like in Isai, if the pad is not locally manufactured, then it is going to be taxed. And tell me, ni nani Kenya anatoanga pads? Who is that manufacturing pads? Nani huyo? Yes. Na ile masaa mlikuwa mnapigania motor vehicle tax, kwa sababu hiyo ni pesa mingi, walikuwa wameficha nini hapo ndani? Road fuel levy. Already we are fighting tooth and nail to afford whatever we can afford right now, and you what? I remove these clowns from those seats. Oh my God. Mmeona chenye imefanyikia Linda Mama? Mmeona chenye imefanyikia feeding program? Yes. And do you know what? They have introduced tax on the cancer patients treatment. Now, there is no day I've woken up, I'm not shocked. Beyond belief. Yani hata karibu mni resuscitate. Because it's shocking enough to kill me, my God. Alafu, it is a peaceful protest. Last Tuesday, atuku haribu anywhere. We didn't do anything to vandalize or anything. Actually, the shopkeepers were very accommodating. But tell me why, right now, a message is circulating that the government has paid people to come and vandalize so that they can promote the notion that we are being very violent with our protests. These people will do anything to pass this bill. And let me tell you, it has nothing good. This is what we are doing. Unaona mtu anavandalize, mnamrukia yeye kwanza kabla muende parliament. Chonjo, you see someone vandalizing anything, mshike kwa matako, mpeleke kwa hiyo basi ya polisi, and you go on marching. Kama how pull up leo, you better have a very good excuse. Either you're pregnant, either you have a child, either you are sick, either you're cramping, because girls, I understand you, girl. Yeah. Either reasons zingine, I really hope they're as good, because if you're not fighting for yourself right now, let me tell you, Mina, in the next 10 years, 10, other for the rest of your life, you will not know what owning land means. Yo kitu inanikasirisha. What? Tukutane maandamano, please.
Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Things are getting thicker. The government is confused because for the first time, things are changing. They are used to people who demonstrate on the streets, people who are provoked by tear gas, and then stones are thrown here and there. Then they kill people and they have justification about it. But the Gen Z is doing things differently. They are very peaceful as they conduct that which is in the Constitution. It is reported that multi-agency of the uniformed men have been holding meetings to try and brainstorm on how to deal with Gen Z, because they have threatened that there is going to be a mother of all demonstrations, massive protest on Tuesday. They are saying it is a total shutdown. They are going to occupy parliament so that as members vote, they want to see, because they are saying these rules and laws and the finance bill is not a privilege and a preserve of parliamentarians, because parliamentarians are supposed to making laws on our behalf. They represent us. So with this, the police is scared and they have been trying to brainstorm. But in every meeting, they can't agree. Up to the information that we have now is that they have postponed this meeting up to Monday. They don't know because they cannot agree. Police meet to plan how to handle Occupy Parliament protest, because the demonstration is dubbed Occupy Parliament. It's supposed to be on Tuesday. And briefly, they're saying that a final meeting was planned on Monday to know the way forward amid plans to block some roads near Parliament. And what is their greatest fear? There are fears the protesters may block the members of Parliament from accessing the House. Police said, adding there will be a deployment of anti-riot teams. Now, multi-agency teams have been holding meetings to plan how they will handle planned protests outside Parliament in Nairobi to oppose the Finance Bill 2024. Now, they are also saying that after the organizers notified the authorities of the plans to hold the protest, top police commanders have been meeting separately to discuss the way forward. The teams have been meeting at police headquarters and Nairobi area police command separately. They cannot agree. It has been every day, and they're saying that a final meeting was planned on Monday to know the way forward amid plans to block some roads near Parliament. Now, sources that are very reliable and they don't want to be mentioned have been calling and they're saying that they support these demonstrations. There are policemen who are supporting these demonstrations and they cannot agree. Now, even the government itself knows that these people are peaceful, and the reason why the policemen are divided, there are those who still believe that they are protecting their government. Have you seen those police officers who are saying that sisi ni wakale na Ruto ni mkale, sasa sisi tunafanya nini? We are protecting our government. They have been indoctrinated to believe that this is their government. Others are saying rigijini wetu. So as they go there, they are very bitter and they don't want to see anybody on the street because they feel this is their government. They are forgetting that the president and the deputy president and all the government ministers and the MPs are paid and maintained heavily and very expensively by our taxes, including the police. They are also forgetting that even the police is part and parcel of this struggle. They are paid peanuts. We understand that some of them don't have the modern uniform. They have to, borrow from their friends, like the event that took place in Bungoma on Madaraka Day. They were to borrow. They confessed that they borrowed school uniform, including the boots. They have not been paid their allowances because it went into the pockets of some unscrupulous leaders within the police. So people are struggling for them. There was a report that was given by the former Chief Justice, David Maraga, because David Maraga was chairing a committee that was looking into how to improve the affairs of the Kenya Police, the Prison Service, and the NYS, National Youth Service. And they came up with an elaborate report that these people are being paid peanuts. Even those who are working in hardship areas are not given money that is commensurate to what they are doing. So the police should also enjoy, but then they are under order. Now the police feels that these are their children. Some of these policemen are at the age of 50s there, and when they are on the streets to try and block the protesters, they see their children. You see a daughter or a son, because they are people of this generation, and they wonder, so how do I start beating my children? I know they are under oath that you can even arrest your mother. They feel the protesters are doing that which in the constitution, because the role of the police is to maintain law and order. Law and order. Now, what the Gen Z is doing is within the law, because we are allowed the freedom and the right to picket, to demonstrate, as long as we are not carrying any weapons. as long as it is peaceful and we are not causing any danger. Tell me, being honest, have you or did you see any Gen Z in those their protests where they were, they were trying to demolish any property? They were not. They were very peaceful. Did you see any weapon? Yes, I saw. What was the weapon? The placards that were saying Ruto must go, reject finance bill. So the police in their meetings are asking, so how do we start beating them? On what grounds? Because the law says you should protect the demonstrators. That is what they're supposed to do. Go and protect our young men and women, our children on the street. Now the police is wondering because they are being ordered that they beat, that they kill, like the one right now, 2 of the protesters are dead. Innocently. They have just been shot. So the police is also very angry that they are being forced to shoot and kill, to arrest, to disperse. And so they are wondering, we are supposed to maintain law and order, and what these people are doing is within the constitution. Number 2, they're saying their protest is peaceful. We are only supposed to disarm, to disperse, to arrest those who are posing danger to the others who are not protesting, those who are trying to use their rights to infringe on the rights of others. And these are not, posing any danger. And they are also tired of this government. Who told you that the policemen are enjoying the taxes? They are being overtaxed. The housing levy, payee, all those. When if a policeman, like any other civil servant, gives you his slave, you will be shocked because they are also being taxed. And so in that meeting, there are those who are saying no, based on these grounds, we cannot. But there are others who are saying we are a yes sir kind of group. We have to obey. We have to obey when you are told go and shoot, go and do this, others. So this meeting is divided. That is why it has been postponed to Monday. So the government has decided that they want to loop in an excuse. And what is the best bet for them? Try to connect the demonstration with Raila Amolo Odinga. That is why Samson Cheretgai was saying that, we want to take Raila to the AU. We are collecting taxes so that we can take Raila to the AU. Yet he is still mishandling the government. According to them, because they want to support Raila's candidature and the campaigns to the African Union Commission bid, that Raila should keep quiet. When they are overtaxing people, Raila should not talk. When they kill people on the streets, Raila should not talk. Simply because Raila said, you used excessive force and you killed our Gen Z. And Raila had also, praised those who went to the street. And Raila said, I feel like a father. When your children are successful, you'll be very happy. And this generation went to the street and Raila told them, it is your time. Listen to Cheretgai Samson.
Niliona hawa ndugu zangu wanaazimiwa maongea leo. Nimeona Tinga pale ambaye tunamuombea kazi. Namwambia Tinga kidogo kuwa na heshima. Kuwa na heshima kidogo na asante. Sasa sisi tunalipa hii kodi ndio tukulipia kampeni ya African Union. Unakuja tena kutupigia kelele. Amesema polisi walitumia excessive force. Kama hawa waandamanaji, ikiwa ni Generation Z, ikiwa ni waandamanaji wahalifu waliharibu mali, wangekutana na the force of the police. Kama wao waandamanaji wangefanya maandamano bila kuharibu mali yoyote, bila kuchokoza polisi, polisi hawangetumia vitoa machozi ama kutumia nguvu. So we want to ask our brothers in Azimio. We know nyinyi ndio sponsors ya hii protest. Can you stop the hypocrisy? Na nyinyi wenyewe mkuje mbele tukutane mundu kumundu. Kwa sababu sisi wenye tuko kwa serikali, hii serikali tunatafuta. Na lazima hii mwaka, nataka niambie wa Kenya wote mahali paliko, hii ndio mwaka ya 3. Mkiona in the next 1.5 years, sisi hapa ndio matunda ya William Ruto itaanza kuonekana.
So clearly, Samson Cheretgai wants to bring in Raila's name because this is the safest way to get into those who are demonstrating so that they can blame. You see, Mudavadi was saying yesterday that if this finance bill had been, shut down, then they would have claimed that this is a vote of no confidence, and Raila would have said, or some people would have said that Ruto should resign. They want to whip emotions of the supporters of William Ruto. They want to whip the emotions of patriotism. Now, one other thing that has really given them hard time, politicians always know how to divide those who are demonstrating along political and tribal lines. But the Gen Z are protesting regardless of their tribes. These are people who go to school together, they worship together. And so when you start telling them about tribalism, they don't care. All they care about is change. All they care about is the eradication of this the public menace, the finance bill. So the government obviously is trying to bring in something so that they can get into this generation and start beating them, or to give them easy time of giving a parallel group that will be demonstrating. Like someone was tweeting that Itumbi had tried this, that they want to use the old methods, the old tactics, that you give parallel demonstrators so that they clash and there's a fight. Then with that you will come and say that based on the fight that went on, we are now declaring this protest illegal. They ban it, or they give some people some money to go and demolish property. When this is done, then they will start saying that these people are now destroying property, they are over enjoying their rights, and they are becoming a threat to the rights of other people, so we ban or they shoot them. They're looking into ways of getting into them. But the Gen Z has said anyone who will be caught stealing, anyone who will be caught trying to destroy property of others or interfering with the businesses of others, they will deal with them. So the government is stranded. They do not have a way of getting into them, and so it will force them maybe to decide to kill them, because they have killed too, and I know they wanted to test waters to instill fear. But let me tell you, Gen Z will move on. The more you kill them, you are radicalizing them, and they get the strength to go to the streets. The policemen are saying no. And if we are not careful, someone was telling me that we are staring at the kind of rebellion and revolution that took place in France. Most of the successful revolutions are led by the young generation. And I know when the government is looking at them, they are reminded of Burkina Faso, of Ibrahim Traore. They are also reminded of the other day when the generation decided to have one of their own, Bassirou Faye, the president of Senegal. People are taking over, and this generation has decided they're not looking back, and they don't know what to do with it. And I want to commend the policemen who are saying, no, we can't kill people, we can't kill innocent people on the street, and they are roping in the name of Raila. They want to blame them. The country is watching, and they know that our younger generation is tired of the taxes. No one is sponsoring them. The other day, Mutai was saying that maybe there is another country that is interested, that wants to overturn Ruto. These are scapegoats. And this time round, Raila is not there. This time round, those that have labeled goons are not there. No one is throwing stones, a placard, singing anti-Ruto songs. And this time round, push has come to shove. We will see who blinks fast. But liberation is coming, change is here, and we shall overcome.